another edition of Brownsville As Is with
A for Shauna.
S for Sonia. I'm really excited today, Ashana. We're at the Alex Haley Museum.
Yes, here in Henning, Tennessee.
Yes. A lot of people don't know that this is here. Don't realize that Alex Haley was from here.
That's it.
And Richard Griffin, who has been here for quite a few years, has offered to take us around today.
Oh, I'm excited to see Richard, and I'm even more excited to see the enhancements to the Interpretive Center. I think it's time to go in.
Sounds good to me.
Y'all come on.
My name is Richard Griffin. I'm the site manager here at the Alex Haley Museum located in Henning, Tennessee. The state of Tennessee owns this property. As a matter of fact, the Tennessee Historical Commission has 16 sites. We are the only site in West Tennessee. We're the only site honoring an African American. The town of Henning is a proud, small country town. And Alex Haley was one of its hometown boys. This home was built in 1919 by Alex's maternal grandparents, Will and Cynthia Palmer. So, this is the home of Alex's mom, Bertha. Mr. Palmer owned the lumber mill. All the lumber for this historic home came from his own mill. We give you a guided tour. We talk about not only what is in the home and what it represents, we talk about the culture and the people of the time and what the town of Henning was like way back in 1919 and 1920. Alex Haley was inspired to write the book Roots after spending weekends, summers. As a matter of fact, he lived in this boyhood home from 1921 to 1929. Grandmama and her sister Liz and first cousin Millie were the three ladies that Alex would sit on the front porch in the evenings or around the breakfast table and learn about his lineage. As a matter of fact, it's well known that Alex would sit on the windowsill behind the table in the kitchen where Grandmama was preparing meals for the family. And she would talk to him about that old African. You see, she didn't know the name. She just called him that old African. But Alex spent over 20 years researching his background. So he ventured forth to write the book Roots. As a matter of fact, his two greatest publishings are the book Roots, the saga of an African American family, and the autobiography of Malcolm X. When visitors arrive here at the Alex Haley Museum Interpretive Center, they're enthralled to see the beauty of the construction even of this building. And the building was constructed to mimic a Coast Guard cutter. Alex Haley spent 20 years in the Coast Guard, where he did most of his writing. As a matter of fact, Alex said he wrote best when he was on water. In the theater, when visitors come, they see a short documentary of how the miniseries was put together and the history but not only that, it doesn't just talk about the miniseries in the book, it talks about the culture of the time. It talks about racism, it talks about slavery, it talks about what people in this country were feeling at the time that Roots came out and why it was so significant. Of course, we know the book was written in 1976, and we know that the miniseries came out in 1977. He searched for a screenwriter because the book was so wonderfully accepted that he wanted to do more. And Alex didn't want an African-American screenwriter. He didn't want an African-American director. Alex wanted a white screenwriter and a white director. And the reason he wanted it that way is because he did not want Roots, the cinematography of Roots, to be emotional. He wanted it to be factual, and he felt that African Americans were too closely tied and it would be very emotional. Following the theater, you come to our exhibit hall where you are self-guided and you take your time and you read the placards and enjoy the history that we have here at the Alex Haley Museum. Here in the Interpretive Center, we have many artifacts, some of which actually belong to Alex Haley. For example, we have the chair that Alex sat in during the filming of Roots. The actual chair we were able to acquire. The hat that Ben Vereen, Chicken George, wore is actually here. One of the most fascinating things that we have here in our exhibit hall is a replica, a small replica of a slave ship. When we have school groups that come through, Sunday school groups of children, it's fascinating for them to actually see and touch the slave ship. As a matter of fact, there are some decks that are built on the reverse side that they actually can get in, lay down, crowded as possible, and then their adult supervisors and chaperones take pictures. On exiting the exhibit hall, you're encouraged and welcome to visit the museum's gift shop. We have many artifacts, many gifts that will help you remember your visit to the Alex Haley Museum. Our hours here at the Alex Haley Museum are Tuesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. However, you should be here by 4 o'clock for the last tour, because the tour takes roughly an hour and sometimes just slightly longer.
Well, Sonia, what do you think?
I think it's really special to be in the place that Roots was inspired.
That's right. Right here on the front porch.
Right on the front porch. Alex listening to his grandparents talk about their past, and that inspired him to write.
That's right. Write the book, the novel that became a mini-series. Still today, one of the highest rated miniseries ever to be aired on syndicated television, I guess I could say. How about that? Yeah. You know, and Richard was so good with sharing the story, and I'm sure some of those same stories were shared right here on this front porch.
Right. And to be here at the actual burial site.
Yes.
Here on the grounds beside the home.
You know, one thing that I've read about Mr. Haley is that he had a signature phrase that said, "Find the good and praise it." Pretty good, huh?
Yeah. Yes.
Words of wisdom.
Yeah, we should all live by that.
That's right. Find the good and praise it. It's been a wonderful day.
It has.
It has been. You all need to get to Henning, huh?
That's right.
Yeah.
Henning, Tennessee.
That's it. All right, we're done?
We're done.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.